In this video, we're going to go over how to add a little light to our zone valves so that we can see when those zone valves are calling for heat. To do this, we obviously need the zone valve, we need a light to add to it, we need wire clippers, a drill bit, and a screwdriver. First thing you need to do is to take off the valve itself. I'm going to push that tab up on the bottom and pull, and that will release that body off of the zone valve. Next, take a screwdriver and just unscrew that little screw at the top. You don't have to take it all the way out, just loosen it and then wiggle the top case off. Now that we have the case off, we need to determine where to put the hole to insert the light. There happens to be a little gap there at the top. As long as we avoid those two side pieces, we should be able to squeak that light in between. So take a marker and mark exactly where to drill your hole. I like to go just right off of that top screw. Find a drill bit that is either the same size or slightly bigger than the size of your light. Ideally, we'd love for the light to just fit perfect and not be too wiggly. Sometimes it's hard to get perfect. Once the hole is drilled, you can take the little nut off of your light and thread the wires through the hole and see if the hole is a good fit. In this case, the hole is just a hair too small for the light to fit. To fix that, take the drill bit you were using and just put it on a regular drill and drill very slightly around the edges to just widen that hole just a little bit. I widened the hole a little bit more than I would have liked. The light fit a little bit looser than I would prefer. The nut will hold it in place though, so I'm not too worried. So take your little nut, thread it through, and go ahead and tighten that onto your light. I use my wire clippers to tighten it because it's got nice little teeth that can grip well. Once that is good and tight, you can now start wiring your wires together. I feel like these wires are a little bit longer than we actually need. There's not a lot of space in there, so I'd like to take off a bit just to save space. Strip your wire and make sure that you leave enough exposed wire that you can easily twist it around the next wires. Don't leave it too short. Take the little black nuts off. Make sure not to mix up which wires are where. And you can do red or black to either one. Just be sure to keep the original pairs together. I like to give all of the wires a little tug after I put the wire nut on, just to make sure that they all are really secure in there. You can see here the red one was not secure, so I'm redoing it, making sure it's really good, twisted in there. If needed, you can, strip a little bit more wire again to make sure that it can get a good twist and not come apart. This next part is probably the trickiest part of all, trying to fit all of those wires in there. I like to tuck the wire nuts up at the top where that space is that we pointed out before, and I'll kind of crisscross one to each side. And then putting the cover on, often that bottom metal plate doesn't go in like I'd like it to, so I have to kind of press on it to make sure that it is sliding in to that cover. Once I can see all 4 sides are sliding in, give it a good pinch and push until it snaps into place. Once it's fully in, take your screwdriver and tighten down that top screw. I give it a little bit of a test to make sure it doesn't all come apart, and then you're done.